in this video, I'm going to explain to you our guiding principle. It's called the MML, Mobility, Mechanics, and then Load. This is very important. Every single thing we do, we're going to respect this principle, okay? This is our North Star, our guiding principles. Number one is mobility. And in mobility, there's two types of people. There's a lot of mobility to a point that it's not good. It's kind of out of control. And there's another people, not a type of people, that have very little mobility. So they need to work on their mobility.
And Isa, what is mobility?
That is a great question. Mobility is how the range of motion that my joint does, okay? It's different than flexibility. Flexibility more is like, how can I stretch more my tendon, my muscles, okay? Mobility, it's more range of motion in your joints. Why do we need the good amount of mobility? Not too much, not too little. So you can stay in the right position to do that exercise, so you can target the right muscles. Very simple. For example, if I want to work my core, I cannot just keep my ribs all flare like this because I'm not gonna be able to engage my core. So I need to have the mobility of stacking, so this way I can actually keep on, like put my core to work. So the idea is you don't need a lot of mobility. And if you do, you need to be able to control it. So there's a lot of neuromechanics tips that we're gonna give and drills that we're gonna do to be able to have a better motor control your mobility. Second one is if you don't, we're gonna work on corrective exercise so we can increase the range of motion. Some of the exercises I'm gonna work with you, it's very important. They are going to be like magic, okay? Somebody comes to me, is like,
Isa, I cannot touch my toes.
I can make you touch your toes in like 3 minutes. Is that means you're always going to touch your toes? No, but I need to see if it's a software problem or is it actual mechanical. It's a hardware problem. If it's a software problem, I can make you touch your toes in 3 minutes, but that means you have to keep training, you have to keep doing that drill in order to make it the new software, the default software. Does that make sense? So now we work on the mobility and then we go to mechanics. What is mechanics, Isa? Mechanics is like motor control, the ability of going to the right place, let me go this way, and maintaining, and doing the exercise while maintaining this. Not just on your core, but everything else is the ability of making sure you are using the correct posture, the right mechanics, using the right muscles throughout the entire exercise. And this is the most important here, throughout the entire exercise. Why? Because the letter L comes from load, meaning weight. And if I get a dumbbell that is 65 pounds and I start doing a squat, and on my 5th rep, I'm already doing this, I'm struggling, I'm breaking my mechanics, which that means is my weight's too heavy. I have to drop the weight because I cannot break the mobility, I cannot break my mechanics. So you're only going to increase the weight if you can handle the mechanics. That simple. So you're gonna go a shoulder press and you're here and you're like struggling. Nope, you broke the mechanics. Go back a little bit, do less reps. Do less weight. Talk to me, we'll figure it out. And that's why we're here. Guiding principle, mobility, mechanics, and load. Mobility, mechanics, and load. This is a rule. This is a principle that we follow throughout the entire exercise. And when we get to a point that we're gonna go muscle failure, we'll talk about it. Don't worry, mechanics before load. And if you're the type of person that you don't have the mobility, you can't touch your toes, and you're doing a deadlift, you're breaking the rule. Get it? Because you don't have the mobility. If you can't touch your toes, you shouldn't do a deadlift. That's simple. If you cannot control your core, you should not do a squat. Yes. Yes.